Hi, Blair. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Gilbert. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, thank you for joining us today. Maybe you can start off by giving us a bit of a overview or background about Forbidden Spirits Distilling.
Sure, I would love to. Forbidden Spirit, symbol BDKA on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture Exchange. We've hit the ground running here this year. We closed on a $3.6 million financing on December 20th and put us in a great position for January, February, and March to increase our sales and to expand our distribution. We've been focused on two areas. One, organic growth and increasing our distribution within British Columbia. We're already in 125 private liquor stores and over 20 government liquor stores. So we've recently hired a new liquor rep to represent us, not just in BC, but BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. They're doing a great job in expanding our organic growth on the ground here in British Columbia. And we're looking forward to very shortly moving into Alberta. On the other side of that growth and acquisition phase is our M&A work. We recently announced that we're taking over a craft distillery, Niagara Falls Distillery in Ontario. It's a great operation with a good management team. They did about $9 million in sales last year, $900,000 in EBITDA, and we're looking to work with them to grow those sales in Ontario, but also allow us as sort of a launching pad for our Rebel Vodka and our Eve's Gin to have that carried in the LCBO through the hard work of the Niagara people that are on the ground in Ontario.
Great indeed. So maybe we can talk a bit about the last 2 years, about your operations more. Did COVID affect your operations there? And I believe you also have China initiatives also there. Maybe you can talk a bit about your division over there.
We do. The COVID hit us hard like it hit everybody else. The December before COVID hit, my wife and I were in Beijing meeting with the government officials there, liquor sales reps and distribution people. We took the high-speed train down to Shanghai, had some meetings down there as well, and then flew up to Kunming to meet with the people from Kunming department store. We came back to Canada thinking that we had sales agreements and everything ready to go, and 3 months later, COVID hit and basically shut the world down. Fortunately, we were able to pivot to hand sanitizer away from alcohol during COVID, and we sold literally buckets and buckets of hand sanitizer and donated a significant amount of the hand sanitizer, like a lot of other craft distillers did to our local community. That allowed us to weather the storm. As I alluded to, our closing of our recent equity financing is giving us the power to expand our operations and expand our reach beyond British Columbia into Ontario and as well into Alberta shortly.
So let's talk a bit more about your recent important news there. I believe you're acquiring an Ontario distiller. You mentioned it a bit earlier. Maybe you can elaborate on it. What's the valuation and why do you decide to do that?
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, it gives us a foothold in Ontario and allows us access to the LCBO and to get our Rebel Vodka and our Eve's Gin on the shelves in Ontario. But also, it was just a timely acquisition. They're a great company. They did about $9 million in sales last year, $900,000 in EBITDA. We're paying about 5.2 times cash flow, $4 million in cash and $800,000 in shares. We think it's a great acquisition for Forbidden Spirits. It's a good acquisition for the shareholders and employees at Niagara Falls Craft Distillery, and I think it'll be our first step forward into acquiring similar size and/or larger sized distilleries.
So really, what stands out for Forbidden Spirits compared to other distillery companies out there? So what's so unique about your story?
We're brand builders as much as we are craft distillers. Our Rebel Vodka is unlike any other vodka out there in Canada, and in fact, any other vodka out there in the world. Most vodka is made from potatoes and wheat, and you can usually smell the wheat or the bread or the potatoes when you're drinking a typical vodka. Ours, because it comes from Canada, is made from apples. I would take something made from apples over something made from potatoes or wheat any day. Additionally, it's our manufacturing process. We distill our vodka 25 times, and each time you do a distillation, you remove cogeners from the mix, and you make it a much more smoother, pure vodka. And to put it in perspective, The Rebel vodka is 25 times distilled. Smirnoff is 3 times distilled, and Grey Goose is 6. So when you compare 3, 6, or 25 times distilled, it's really an unfair advantage for us.
It's amazing how much the fine details go into the whole process in your story there.
It is, and you know, people now are knowing our name, are trying our vodka. The more we can get our liquid on lips, the more customers we attract. And these are lifetime customers. You know, somebody tries our vodka, likes what it tastes like, likes the flavor, likes the fact that it potentially has less of a hangover than the other competing brands. Then we've got a customer for life. And so, you know, right now we're in BC. We've got plans to expand into Alberta, Ontario. We're looking at some craft distillers in Quebec as well. But it's a product that we can sell literally around the world.
So let me throw you one final question here in summary. So what should investors should be expecting kind of a news or catalyst in Forbidden Spirits, and why should they consider investing into your company right now?
Well, obviously I'm biased. I think it's a great investment, and it's a great company. But you know, the share price right now speaks for itself. We did our recent equity offering where we raised $3.6 million at 30 cents a share. We've got 60 million shares outstanding, and I think the other day the stock was 10 cents a share. So sometimes it's on a timing basis, it's better to be lucky than smart. So I think a lot of your investors out there that are looking at our stock at 10 cents a share, with 60 million shares outstanding, will recognize that it's a great buying opportunity at these levels. And I encourage people to take advantage of that.
So it sounds like a quite undervalued situation here for the investors to follow your company now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the other compelling case with respect to the value of our shares is, you know, 45% of the shares that are issued and outstanding are owned by management. And as part of the $3.6 million raise, $600,000 worth of management infused money was converted into equity. So management has got a lot of skin in the game. We've been around for a number of years now. We're on the shelf at government liquor stores. So, you know, we are just hitting our ramp up phase. And so from that point of view too, timing is great.
Great. So thank you for your time here with us, Blair, for updating the story and let us know more about your future developments. Thank you for your time here.
Thank you, Gilbert. All the very best.
Yes, you too.